Are you ready to go 5 pounds down with a low impact power walk? Me too. Let's go. All right, beautiful bees, let's go ahead and get moving and grooving. That means, I almost told you to put your weights out of the way, but we don't have weights today. But that means that we're getting started with some arm circles with high knees. You guys, it's gonna be one of those kinds of days. Welcome to the workout. I'm Pahla B. I'm your best middle-aged fitness friend. And around here, we are all about making peace with your menopausal body, including menopausal brain fog, apparently, by finding a healthy weight and moving in ways that feel like self-love. And you know what feels like self-love? Finding that healthy weight with the 5-0 method, where every single day we do 5 things that make you say, oh, I had no idea it could be this simple to lose weight at our age. Every single day we eat the right number of calories, which is not necessarily less than you were eating before. Every single day we drink the right amount of water, which is half your body weight in pounds in fluid ounces of water. Every single day we get the right amount of sleep by going to bed at the same time every night, getting up at the same time every morning, and not worrying about how much in between was actual sleep. Because sometimes it's not. Let's go ahead and do arm crossers with booty kickers. Every single day we exercise moderately with a super fun workout like this one. It's not necessarily more than you were doing before. And the most important part of all, every single day we manage our minds by finding our thoughts and deciding if they're helpful. And I have a beautiful, helpful thought for you today that may or may not be helpful for you. The way that you know whether or not this thought is helpful is how it makes you feel. When you say this thought, which is this one, I make things happen. I love this one. I love this one, and I use it exactly when I need to, and that's usually when I feel kind of powerless, kind of helpless, kind of like I'm stuck someplace. The fact is, I make things happen. So do you. Let's go ahead and do some welcome to my homes, because welcome to my home. Blossom is here. She's actually just in the other room. I don't think you can hear her because the microphone's so close to me, but she's jingling around. She thinks it's time for first dinner, and so she's just sitting by her dish like, somebody's gonna feed me, right? Maybe she'll come out and hang out with us. You guys, here's what we've got going on today. Here's what I'm making happen today. We have a beautiful power walk. I've got the handy dandy gym boss set for intervals of 20 seconds. We're going back and forth between walking and all kinds of other low impact cardio moves. So let's go ahead and get moving, shall we? With some beautiful walking. You guys, 20 seconds means that these intervals are actually gonna move pretty quickly, but do not worry, we've got plenty of repetition today. I'm gonna tell you now, first of all, that when it beeps, we're doing goofy jacks. It's a little tiny squat. Your hands are doing jumping jacks. Your lower body does a little bit of a squat, and then one foot kicks out to one side when we stand up from that squat. I will tell you that here we go with goofy jacks. We are going through today's circuit 3 times. I don't usually do that. I almost always do 2 times. And so I do like to kind of warn you when we're going to do something 3 times, because it is unusual. And sometimes you got to get your mind right about that. Am I right? When it beeps again, we're coming back to walking. You guys. Here's the thing that I love about today's helpful thought. Again, it makes me feel very good. I feel good when I think about making things happen. When it beeps again, we're doing windmill tapbacks. Hands are wide, feet are wide, reaching your opposite hand down towards your opposite foot. When I occasionally, and I say occasionally like it doesn't happen all the time, it happens all the time. Here we go with windmill tapbacks. I will find myself sometimes thinking that things are outside of my control, that things are happening that make me feel bad, or that things are happening that I can't do anything about. When I remind myself that I make things happen, it reminds me of what I am in control of. Here we come back to walking. I am in control of myself. And let me be really, really clear that when I say this helpful thought to myself, I make things happen, I'm not telling you that you have control of like other people or circumstances or things that happen in the world. I'm telling you that you have control of yourself. It's the best thing in the world when it beeps right now. We're doing swimming frogs. Hands up overhead, elbows out wide, coming down to the sides as we bring up one high knee, out to the side at a time. Tough thing about this one, this is the way my hip bones don't love to move. Actually, my bones are perfectly fine. I'm pretty sure this is like my tendons. If I had to guess on flexibility, here, come back to walking. I'm pretty sure it's tendons that have the most to do with flexibility. I'm going to look that up because as a fitness instructor, you would think that I would know that. I think a lot of us think that like tight muscles have to do with flexibility, but honestly, the muscles in my hips aren't necessarily tight. They're very strong, but they're not necessarily tight. When it beeps again, here we go with alley-oops. Hands are wide, feet are wide. We're going up and over, a little bit of a rainbow move, going up and over across your body, pivoting to one direction. You do not have to lunge down in that direction, but you can if you want to. When it beeps again, we're coming back to walking. My friends, the thing about I make things happen, it is not necessarily about, here we come back to walking, it's not necessarily about making yourself do things. This is not like a willpower kind of helpful thought for me personally. When it beeps again, by the way, we are doing front punch, side kick. I'm going to try really, really hard. I'm picturing it now in my brain, what my body is going to do. I'm going to punch with my right hand, kick out to the side, across my body. Oh my gosh, I made it happen. I made things happen. Not always, not every time, not consistently every single time. And this is what I want you to know. The things that you are in control of, like really, really in control of, are your thoughts. Here we come back to walking, which therefore create your feelings. So you are, I'm going to say, in control of your feelings, and I don't mean that you can shut them down, you can turn them off, you can do this or that. I mean that you can create them for yourself with thoughts. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing Daybreaks. Feet are doing Robert Palmer's, your hands just swaying gently overhead, like a rainbow, honestly, except for the fact that this reminds me of singing that song Daybreak by Barry Manilow. The thing that you are in control of, because you are in control of your thoughts, which create your feelings, is therefore you are in control of your actions. And what I mean by that is not that you can make yourself do things. Here we come back to walking. But you have the ability to understand why you are doing things. If you notice, for example, this is always a good example for me, when it beeps again, we're doing cheerleader kicks. Hands start at your shoulders and go up overhead, and we're kicking one foot at a time. I notice that sometimes I have a hard time drinking all my water. This has been an issue in my life since I was a child. I remember when I was in 6th grade, I was 11 years old, and it was my New Year's resolution to drink more water. Which I think is hilarious now because, well, for a couple of reasons. Number one, how in the world at 11, here we come back to walking, how in the world at 11 did I know that I needed to drink more water? And second of all, something that I talk about somewhat frequently, more isn't really a number. Had I known how much I was supposed to be drinking, that would have been an excellent goal. Having a goal for yourself to drink more water, when it beeps again, by the way, we're doing wide open side kicks. Elbows are at your shoulder height. We're kicking out to the side while your hands are opening wide and closing back up. The thing about more is your brain has absolutely no idea how much that means. Like if that is your goal, for example, to drink more water, I would really highly encourage you to tell your brain exactly how much water you need to drink in a day, because you cannot drink more without having some kind of number attached to it. You are destined to fail at that. What does it mean? More than yesterday? More than next week? More than last year? More than an ocean? More than a drop? What is that? Therefore, your brain always feels like, oh, I didn't have enough. Here we go with booty kicker jacks. Arms are doing jumping jacks. Lower body is doing booty kickers. And my friends, this is our entire circuit. So when it beeps again, of course, we're coming back to walking because we always come back to walking. When in doubt, walk it out. But you have now seen all the exercises. See if there was one or 5 or all of them that you were like, yeah, not for me. Here we come back to walking. You may help yourself. Always, you may help yourself to doing whatever exercises you want. Modify, moderate, pick something else, walk the whole time. You do you, friend. This workout is for you. You are the one that makes things happen. So when it beeps again, we're doing goofy jacks. It's that little bit of a squat. Arms are doing jumping jacks. Lower body is doing a little squat and then a kick out to the side. Awesome job. The thing about making things happen is I do not want you to think that you are supposed to make things happen just because you can think thoughts. Here's the thing about thinking that you have to think positively so you feel good, so you do things. Do you notice my furrowed brow in here with making myself do things? Making yourself do things feels like this. Here we go with windmill tapbacks. Hands are wide, feet are wide, tapping down across your body. When you don't feel good, you are not likely to continue those actions. Here was the problem with me and the water. I would tell myself, I have to drink water. I have to drink enough. I'm not drinking enough. Here we come back to walking. All of that yuck, those yucky things that I was telling myself about my water habits, honestly, I just wanted to avoid the whole thing. I would get to the end of the day and be like, oh my gosh, I haven't had any. Then I would feel bad about that, of course, too. When it beeps again, we're doing swimming frogs. And none of that feeling bad. Here we go, hands are wide, hips are wide. We're bringing up that one high knee out to the side at a time while your elbows are nice and wide overhead and coming down, making sure that you've got your core pulled in, you're breathing, you're moving at a pace that feels right for you. Not too fast, not too slow, just right, Goldilocks. You guys, here we go back to walking. And I'm going to tell you right now that what we're doing next is alley-oops. The thing about making yourself do something is you cannot fake it. You cannot just say something that sounds positive and or have an action that you think is the thing that you want to do. You actually, truly, here we go with alley-oops, rainbow over to one side, pivot, over to one side and pivot over to the next. Do not feel like you have to come down low unless you like to come down low. Making yourself do something that you don't like, that you don't enjoy, that doesn't feel good, you are not going to be able to sustain. Me and my furrowed brow could not, here we come to walking, could not sustain drinking more water. There was nothing about that goal that lasted more than about 30 seconds. When it beeps again, we're doing front punch side kicks. I'm picturing it in my mind. I'm gonna make this one happen because it feels good. It feels really good. You noticed that when I was able to do it, it feels like a triumph. I am occasionally in control of my body, not always. Sometimes I can make my body do the things that I want it to do. And here's what I want you to be really, really, really careful about thinking. When you think I make things happen, here we come back to walking. You are not making yourself lose weight on a timeline. You are not making things that are really biologically out of your control happen. You are making the circumstances move that direction. When it beeps again, we're doing daybreaks, hands overhead, feet doing those little Robert Palmers, tapping from side to side. This one feels good to me too, so I'm gonna make my body do this one. The thing is, there are some things that you are in control of. Your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions in that order because of all three of them. Here we come back to walking. You can temporarily, for short amounts of time, make yourself do something that doesn't feel good. You can temporarily make yourself think something that doesn't feel good, but until you actually feel good, none of it's sustainable. When it beeps again, we're doing those cheerleader kicks. Hands start at your shoulders here, and up they go. This is actually, I think, the thing that people might misunderstand the most when I offer you helpful thoughts. I really, truly do not want you to just repeat these thoughts to yourself if they don't feel good. It's why I explain that as often as I can, as often as I remember to. Here we come back to walking. Is that unless you feel good, this thought is doing you absolutely no good. This thought is taking you nowhere in your life that you want to go if it feels in your body lousy or not good or terrible or whatever. Wide open side kicks is coming next. Your feelings, here we go with those wide open side kicks. Your feelings are actually the fuel of everything that you are making happen in your life. I know that's amazing, right? We spend so much of our lives like trying not to feel feelings. We've been told since the day we were born, if you are, here we come back to walking, if you are me, really specifically, I grew up in a family that did not honor its feelings. Let's just say, when it beeps again, we're doing booty kicker jacks, meaning that I was told numerous times as a girl that I had too many feelings, that I had to control my feelings, here we go with these booty kicker jacks, and that far more valuable was my intelligence, my thoughts, that I had to use logic, that I had to be rational, that I had to think, because I'm certainly smart enough, and therefore I should let my feelings not guide me and not let me do anything with them. And my friends, here we come back to walking. That is wrong. That is 100% wrong. Your feelings drive everything you do. Therefore, if you want to do something, if you want to create something in your world, it's a really good idea to know what your feelings are and to harness them for your good. When it beeps again, you guys, this is our third time through. Here's Goofy Jacks, our third circuit, third and final time doing these Goofy Jacks, feeling good about this one, or not if you don't like this one. I know not everybody likes the little squatito that we do here in the middle of the Goofy Jacks, but if you have just been gritting your teeth and getting through it because it doesn't feel bad, but it's also not your favorite, then my friend, we're finished with it for today. That's awesome. When it beeps again, we're doing those windmill tapbacks also for the third and final time. Now is a great time here on the third circuit to think about how you feel and let it guide your actions. Here we go with the windmill tapbacks. This is actually one of the most important things that I can teach you. Your feelings, your emotions have so much information for you and they drive everything you do, but also how you feel in your body has all the information that you need for weight loss, for self-love, for self-respect, for self-trust. Your body is giving you information right now. Your brain is probably thinking something like, I could go a little faster, I could do a little more, I should do more. When it beeps again, by the way, we're doing swimming frogs. Your brain, having been inundated since forever with messages that you have to eat less and move more, probably is thinking, oh, I bet I've got another workout in me. Oh, I bet I could do something heavier, something faster. I could do some jumping. I could do more. Like the drinking water. My friends, you will never get to more. You are in charge. Here we come back to walking. You are in charge of what your body does. And your body has feelings, literal sensations that you can feel that have information for you. When it beeps again, we're doing those alley-oops. My brain, literally every time I exercise, asks me to do more, literally every time. I love to exercise. I feel emotionally pretty good while I'm exercising, and also when I'm continuing to just really pay attention, my body has other information for me there too. This is enough. My heart rate has come up high enough. Here we come back to walking. My bones, my muscles, my joints, they're all telling me, okay, I feel nice and lubricated now, but if you go any further, gonna be sore tomorrow. My body has information about what is enough, both in the moment and tomorrow, the next day. Here we go with front punch, side kicks. I made it happen for the third time. I'm so excited about this. And I didn't even really have to do that whole brain mnemonic device thing of where I was picturing it first. My body responded because this feels good. I love it. Paying attention to the information that your body has for you, here we come back to walking, in the form of feelings, emotional feelings, and feeling like pain responses to the work that you've done, to the food that you've eaten, to the sleep that you've gotten, to how much water you're drinking. Your body has information for you. When you feel, here we go with Daybreaks, when you let your body feel and you take that information, I tell you what, you can make anything happen. You can literally make anything happen. It might not happen on your time frame. Just I want to be really clear about this. You can make weight loss happen. You are the director of weight loss. I do not remember which one that was that we talked about. I am directing, not controlling. Your body is cats, and you are trying to get them all in a circle. You are herding cats with a D, not a T. And you can get all the cats in a pen. It's just going to take a lot of patience on your part. When it beeps again, we're doing cheerleader kicks, kicking forward, hands are starting at your shoulders, going up overhead. My friends, there are lots of body processes going on. Your body is going to lose weight on its own time. It will get there when it gets there, and your job is to pay attention to how you feel on your way there. And here we come back to walking. If you do not feel good, if your body is sending you information that says, I don't like this, this is no good, it's too much, it's too little, it's too this, it's too that, really specifically the too little, I'm talking about food, not exercise. When it beeps again, we're doing wide open side kicks. When your body sends you that information, your brain is going to try and override it. Just, I want you to know this. Your brain has so many thoughts that are not going to get you to your weight loss goal. Your body has so many feelings that will take you there, that will direct you exactly in the direction that you need to go. Your body is your compass for how to get where you want to go. Here we come back to walking. No matter where you want to go, truly, this isn't just about weight loss. This is about, you know what, if I want to trust myself, if I want to respect myself, if I want to love myself and my body, here are the things that I'm saying to myself. How does this feel when it beeps again? We're doing booty kicker jacks for the third and final time. And this, my friends, is the end of our circuit, our third circuit. You know that when we are done, we're not quite finished. I am gonna have us do one more walking interval. I'm gonna try and bring my heart rate down just a little tiny bit. I stayed nice and moderate today. This actually felt really good. It felt really good in my body. And it feels like enough. Actually, no, right now, my brain's doing that thing where it's like, you could do more. You could totally do more. Yes, I can. Here's what I'm gonna do more. I'm gonna stand on my left foot. We're gonna do an X balance hold. Now, of course, if you'd like to hang on to something, a table, a chair, a wall, whatever, please do. But we're gonna make a giant letter X with our body and just hold onto it. As big and as wide as you can go. If you're tipping over a little bit, that's fine. If you're standing straight up, that's completely fine. Having all of your limbs out away from your body is a real challenge. Right here in the middle, in the center of your gravity. Unclench your toes, unclench your knee. When it beeps, of course, we're gonna do this on the other side. Come out of it nicely without falling. See if you can keep those hands nice and wide. Get that foot out as wide as you can. You might be a lot closer in than me. The further away you are from your center of gravity, the harder this is. So my friends, make this work for you. You can make anything happen. The next time it beeps, that was it. Did that feel amazing? It felt really good to me. And that is how I make things happen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That was a good one. I do love me some sweaty cardio. I know you know that, and that felt exactly right today. My friends, you can make anything happen, including weight loss, including not weight loss. Just so you know, it really depends on whether or not you're listening to your brain or your body. Your brain has some excellent ideas sometimes, and sometimes it doesn't, and your body always knows which one's which. Go ahead and listen to your body and see what it has to say to you. Open it up nice and wide. And then close it up. Give yourself a nice big hug with a pat on your sweaty back. Oh my goodness, you did such a great job today. You're doing a great job this week. Tomorrow is the last of our 5-day series for this 4 weeks. Every 4 weeks, I've got 5 more videos for us. And this week, we've had a lot of great variety. We've had cardio, we've had strength, we've had cardio toning, we've had a little bit of mix of this and that. And tomorrow we're gonna do some weights. I love it. I feel good about that. I'm gonna make that happen. Thank you so much for working out with me today. Make sure that you click that subscribe button before you go, and I'll see you tomorrow.